Hello, hello, hello. Guess who's back? The Rapology Show with your host,
Lady Jennifer, and the awesome Aswad Muhammad. How you been?
Good. We are back. Let's tell the audience that we are back with more information. Great.
More energy
More energy.
in 2026. And we just doing new things. I mean, the Lady Jennifer, the awesome Lady Jennifer, the missing in action Lady Jennifer, has returned unto us, and we're so grateful that she's back. I just want to give you a big thank you for coming back. Anyway, she's back, and this year, 2026, with a fresh attitude, a fresh message in the awakening. We have You Matter coming next month, or is it this month?
No, You Matter will be in April.
In April, she's anchoring a new podcast with her sister from the Chosen to Be Transparent Church of Houston, Carla Roy. Let's Talk Sis. Man, you got so much going on. She's just co-authored a book
Called She Soars Devotional, and y'all can get that on Amazon. You can also cash at me at Kingdom Purpose Youth, and you can get it on Venmo as well.
And she's also expecting new things to be transparent this season. You thought I was going to say expecting.
I know, I was like, wait a minute now. No, don't do that one. I was like, what you know that I don't know that?
Right? Yeah, so talk to me. How you been?
I'm just excited to be back. Excited to just really tap back into awakening with Lady Jennifer. You know, same message, the same message. Nothing's changed. That know that you are destined for greatness, and you know, destined for whatever it is that God has called you to be. You know, to walk in that. Not being afraid.
Okay.
So the message still is the same. You know.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Tap into who God has called you to be.
Yes, exactly.
Yes. And you know, and that being said, you're also an intercessor for this new chapter in the kingdom called Chosen to Be Transparent Church of Houston. Correct?
Correct.
So I know this is like a new chapter in the ministry of. We went from what, One Team, One Fight ministry,
Yes.
Chosen Church of Houston, 2026. Now we're chosen to be transparent, and that says a lot.
That definitely says a lot. You know.
Talk to me. Well, how does that speak to you? How does that ring in your universe?
Well, I mean, being an intercessor, even coming from One Team, One Fight, and now Chosen to Be Transparent, I mean, you're still standing in the gap. It's still standing in the gap for intercessor. But I believe at this point where we're at now, that the intercession, it has to be more, how can I say, be like more in tune, as always, with God, and on a different spiritual level, because the warfare, what's going on in the universe and in the world, that has gotten real, what's the word to use? Intense, right?
Yeah.
So as that has gotten intense, the intercession has to increase.
Intensify.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
Exactly.
That makes a lot of sense. So, you said a mouthful. So this being 2026, I mean, and we're in just February.
We're just in February.
So we're on the brink of a new year. I mean, this is like the beginning of the second month.
The second month, and I believe in this year that I just believe for 2026, for just everybody that has an intimacy relationship with Christ, I believe for 2026 this will be, you know, new levels, new dimension. God is going to take each and every last one of us, you know, just further than where we was last year. You know, it's going to be something different. That's what I believe. Something different.
Yeah.
Something different, something big, just something that you know how the word of God says that he does a new thing. Can't you see that he's doing a new thing? You have to see this.
Yeah. Well, and I like the way you say that, because I know yesterday, and shout out to One Team, One Fight Ministry, the Chosen Church of Houston, Chosen to Be Transparent Church of Houston, for the awesome job y'all did at Cullum Middle School yesterday.
Great.
Yes, great. But while there, Pastor BJ, shout out to you, Pastor. Hope you're getting some rest, man. He had us to do an exercise while he was delivering the word. And he said, close your eyes. I want everybody to close your eyes. and imagine where you would have been had not Christ, intervened in your life. Envision yourself, keep your eyes closed, envision yourself in prison, envision yourself in a crack house, envision yourself in a grave. Now open your eyes. If you can open your eyes, that means that you're not where you should have been. So God still has a purpose for you. So I said that to say this, that as God has brought you from 2025 here to 2026, guess what? You still got work to do.
You still got work to do. If you woke up this morning and we still here at this time, what time? At 2 o'clock, you still got purpose. You still got purpose in you.
You still got purpose in you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So with the Rapology show being what it is, we're expecting our brother Raphael forever, Yafarel forever, aka Prophet Yuri. He gonna drop us a few tracks before at the end of the show. We'll hear from him. But I mean, 2026. So let me ask you this. So you matter. Speak to me on that, because that's, I was, like I said, yesterday was big. It was powerful. And I watched your venue. I watched you had the table set up, you had your pop-up up there, and you had some mirrors out that said you matter. And I literally saw one guy open up the mirror and look at himself, and he was just like, wow, can I keep this?
I know, right? When he did that, I was like, wow.
Yeah.
That was amazing. And not only that, you know what he asked me? He said, in the mirror, do I see God? I was like, you do. Because God is within you.
Wow. That was talking about.
I told him, yeah, you do.
When you open that mirror and look at you look at the God within.
God within you.
Yes.
He asked me that. And he said, well, can I keep it then?
Yeah.
And I said, yes, you can keep it.
And here's what's profound about that. He was a pastor. So you just never know who God has called you to minister to. So I mean, a lot of times we feel like we don't need to get involved, we don't need to go to church, we don't need to go to these events and things. But hey, if God is pushing you forward, calling you to do something, man, just trust in Him. And that's one thing. I was contemplating this morning when you were sharing with me about what God had put on your heart about all those who God called. Somewhere along the line of their ministry, they had fear.
Yeah.
And I read somewhere in my studies, they said the first sign, a confirmation that you have been called, is that you feel like you're unworthy. Because remember, Paul, Moses, Jeremiah, Ezekiel, all feel like hey, why me? They're not going to accept me. I'm afraid. Joshua, all of them. God had to remind them, fear not.
Fear not.
I'm with you, I got you.
Yeah, that's what I was reading this morning. I was like, everybody God called, He has to tell them, do not fear. Don't fear. Because, we have to realize that God has never left us. He's always with us. He has placed something great inside of each and every last one of us to accomplish while we're here in this world. And we shouldn't fear. It's great. It's great because at the end of the day, when you really think about it and really think about it, the enemy is more afraid of us.
Yeah.
Because he's afraid that once we actually tap in to the authority, once and all into our authority and who God has called us to be, He knows it's over with for him. See, his thing is that he want to keep us walking in intimidation. Walking in fear. Yeah, that we're not worthy and things like that. But God says that we are.
Well, and in keeping you blindsided.
Blind, yeah.
Keeping you afraid and hesitant to follow that calling that God has placed upon you. He keeps your message from going out. And in doing that, He keeps you from, guess what? Ministering to the nations.
To the nations.
Calling others to Christ.
Exactly.
You
try to keep the muzzle
on
your mouth.
Yeah.
But once that muzzle come out, y'all better sing. Y'all better go.
Yeah.
Because that's the thing. Because God's word says, like it's in there where it says like He giving us the authority to trample over the lion, the snakes, and things like that, and scorpions and have not. Right, and then below that, those things are subject to you. But then He also goes and say, don't be joyful of that, right? That they're subject to you. But rejoice because heaven knows you.
Heaven knows you. Yes, yes.
That
yes.
means when you
Yeah.
open your
Yeah.
mouth, you have to believe and
Yeah.
know, Daddy, he's
Yeah.
coming.
Yeah.
Because he knows and recognize your voice. But before he can recognize your voice, you have to have an intimate relationship. with him.
Yeah. Well, and that's what Jesus, was telling his disciples.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't choose me. I chose you.
Yep.
So if you stand here before my throne and you got all these importations, you got all these visions, whatever, you've been chosen for this.
Mm-hmm.
Trust in God and go forward in that.
Yeah.
But a lot of us, we'll sit back and we'll ask God for this. Oh God, this, that, and other. And, we ask amiss, and then when we ask and those things become available to us or presented, we don't want to follow. We don't even want to follow through.
Yeah.
So we got to be careful what we ask for, man, because, my Bible says that if you be in me and my word be in you, you can ask what you want. It's going to be given to you.
Mm-hmm. But that's the thing,
Yeah.
what you just said, if you be in me.
If you be in me.
Mm-hmm.
Because here's the thing, God will give you the desires of your heart, and sometimes he'll give you those desires of your heart just to please you, just to gift you. Sometimes to teach you a lesson.
Mm-hmm.
Other times to let you know that his time is the best time.
Mm-hmm.
Because sometimes we can ask for things. A lot of times we'll ask for things, and God being all knowing and all wise, sometimes he'll keep things from us because they're not good for us.
Yeah.
Sometimes he'll give us those things to teach us a lesson.
Mm.
And a lot of times, we'll speak about other people. I was listening to Pastor BJ yesterday. I'm sorry, Pastor, I just can't bring this up. But he's talking about how he wanted a car when he turned 18. And his dad was like, man, I got you, just be patient. He's like, I'm grown, I got more money, I'm gonna get me on a car. When got his car, come to find out it was a lemon.
Mm-hmm.
But the lesson in that for him was, to be patient.
Be patient.
Be humble, and I remember, myself, man, I was like, God, that's the woman I want right there, man. Short, bow-legged, man. Humble, she in the word, and God was like, you sure? I'm like, man, I'm positive, man.
Oh.
Give me that one right there. I'm gonna turn in my cord, I'm gonna hang up my cap, I'm through. And God was like, you sure? I'm like, I'm positive. And she was crazy. And I'm like, for real, Lord? He's like, that what you said you wanted.
I'm not
So point being made, you got to really search out your heart before you ask God for things, because he will give you the desires of your heart. Y'all got to, and it's hard for, a lot of times, because, we get so caught up in this thing called life.
Mm-hmm.
Paying bills, chasing dollars, raising kids, fellowshipping, ministering, this, that, and the other. And we just really take the word of God for granted.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The desires of your heart. Those are your desires. But what is his desires for
What is
you?
his desires? And that's the thing. We
Mhm.
want, like what you said, like being single.
Mm-hmm.
A majority of us when we were, single, the desire is, well, Lord, I want a husband. And we make all these lists of what we want. But it's like, have you ever sat down and asked God what it is he wants for you?
Well,
How he want your, what?
well, no, watch this. Watch
What?
this. When you said we'll sit down and say, I want a companion, I want a husband or wife, and we make a whole list how we want him to be.
Yeah.
Short, handsome, with a strut and all that other good stuff. Short, bow-legged, sassy, whatever.
Yeah,
what I
whatever.
mean?
Yeah,
But
yeah.
how many of us say on that list, I want you to be ahead of this marriage, Father. I want you to guide this marriage, Father. I want you to order our footsteps, Father. I want you to bring the right
that's a
person
good
into my
one.
life,
Yeah,
Father.
yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So when we
Yeah.
make that list, a lot of times, like I say, we go
We go
with
with
desires of
our
our heart.
heart and not the desires
Of God, we don't
of
see
God.
God
That's
first.
first. Yeah.
And a lot of us wind up in situations when we have to backtrack and say, what did I mess up? What did I do wrong? And it's cool because, it's all, the thing about life is it's a learning experience.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody comes into the world, comes out the womb with all of it. I got it together. No. It's a learning experience.
It's a learning.
You learn as you go. And some of us, as we get 60, 70, 80 years old, we still learning.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's a constant learning experience in life. We're constantly evolving. So as we learn though, we have to be bold enough, like we was talking about earlier, bold enough to give back to those who are coming behind us. You know, so they don't make the same mistakes that we make.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, hopefully the world become a better place.
Mhm.
You know, so
Hopefully.
you know, so if you had anything, because we don't know when we're gonna see you again. You've been missing in action for a minute.
No.
right?
we just introduced a
Twen-
new show.
Okay,
2026 with Awakening with Lady Jennifer and the Rapology
And
is
right,
back.
so
So
I
why
need
would
to look
you
at
say
your
that?
audience and tell your audience you're gonna be more active in class on the Rapology show this season.
I will be more active in class on the Rapology show for 2026.
That's what I'm talking about. Yes, Lord. Yes. So in closing, if you had anything to leave your audience with, what would you tell them? To hold them to next time we meet.
I would say, just know who you are. Know that, God, like God where it says that you are chosen. You're a chosen generation. You are set apart. You're special. Know that. Know that you're special. And when the enemy comes in and try to lie to you and say that you're not, you come back and you say, I'm special to God. That's what I
And if
would
you're
say.
ever in doubt, even though you may not have one, just imagine a mirror that opens up,
Mhm.
and on the front cover of that mirror says you matter. And when you open up, you look at yourself.
You're looking at yourself. And like that little young man said, do I see God? Yes, you see God,
That was
because
deep.
God is within you.
Yes.
So just look at yourself. Even if you don't have a mirror that says you matter, look at yourself in your mirror
Yes.
and
know that you matter.
to know that you matter.
Wow.
Matter to God.
Yes.
Because Ephesians 2:10 says that you are his masterpiece.
Yes.
Created to do good works.
Mhm. And he didn't
A
make no mistakes.
masterpiece.
He didn't make no. That means
And
a masterpiece is flawless.
come on, man.
He didn't make no mistakes.
He didn't make no
I like
mistakes.
that. I like
You
that.
are his masterpiece,
I
okay?
like that.
There's nothing wrong with you. You are a masterpiece. You cannot be replaced. You cannot be copied because you are the original design,
And,
the masterpiece.
and watch this here. And when he created you, he broke the mold.
Come on, man.
Come
Come on.
You like that?
Yeah.
Yeah. There'll never be another.
Never
like
be another you.
You
Can't be
unique.
you unique. Can't be copied.
I like that.
Yeah.
Wow. And so with that, we're going to sign off once again saying this has been the Rapology Show, where only wisdom, knowledge, and understanding rule with myself, Aswad Muhammad, and the lovely,
Lady Jennifer.
yes. And until next time, we'll see y'all.
Peace.
Peace.
Father, glorify me in your own presence with the glory that I had with you before the world existed. St. John 17:5. No response is necessary. Christ has made us one with God through the cross, the death and resurrection. We are seated